The topic will be the USCIS Immigration Medical Exam. The role of the civil surgeon. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, or the CDC, the USPS, or United States Public Health Service, is responsible for ensuring that someone that is a non-citizen of the United States that is entering the United States do not pose a threat to the public health of the United States. The medical exam required by the CDC regulations is a means of evaluating the health of the persons applying for entry in the United States. When someone applies for a green card or adjustment of status in the United States, the person is required to undergo a medical exam. The examination must be done by a doctor who is designated by the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Service, or the USCIS. USCIS designates certain doctors, known as civil surgeons, to perform the immigration medical exam required for most green card applicants or applications. Applicants undergo a physical and mental exam as part of the application process. The purpose of the medical exam is to identify the presence or absence of certain disorders that could result in exclusion from the United States under the provisions of the Immigration and Nationality Act. The civil surgeons must follow specific identification requirements or procedures prescribed by the U.S. Department of Homeland Security to ensure that the person appearing for the medical exam is the person who is actually applying. The civil surgeon is responsible for the entire exam and may include ordering tests for communicable diseases such as tuberculosis, syphilis, gonorrhea, depending on the age of the person and the requirement by age, and as required by the CDC. It could also include chest radiographs, other testing, vaccines and treatments, and necessary laboratory procedures when required. The CDC sets the requirements for the immigration medical exam. The civil surgeon is also responsible for reporting the results of all the required tests and consultations on the prescribed forms. The civil surgeon is not responsible for determining whether an applicant is actually eligible to adjust their status. That determination is made by the DHS officer after reviewing all records, including the report of the medical exam. A list of civil surgeons, doctors in the United States who perform medical exams for persons adjusting their status to permanent residency is available at USCIS. Find a doctor. The I-693 form is distributed by USCIS. That's the form that needs to be completed by the civil surgeon. Things that should be included when the person comes in for a medical exam is the form I-693, which is the form for the medical exam and vaccination, a government-issued photo identification, such as a passport or a license, any vaccination records. Some of the vaccines that may be required based on the person's age and history of available vaccines may include the tetanus, polio, measles, mumps, rubella, chickenpox, hepatitis A, hepatitis B, Haemophilus influenza, meningitis, pneumococcal, influenza, and they may get adjusted based on changes in requirements. After the immigration medical exam, the civil surgeon will complete the form I-693 and seal the envelope for the person to pick up and submit directly to USCIS. The person will also get a copy of the completed USCIS I-693 form. USCIS will not accept the form if the envelope has been opened or altered. I hope this topic was helpful. Thank you.